of the stone-lit room, candles bending shadows on the flagstone floor. Old men hum a tune they swear they've always known, though they never heard it once before.
Smoke curls slow from a chipped clay cup, heather on the air, salt on my tongue. Every cracked wall leans in close enough to remember when the world was young.
I hear the spirits of the past in every word, in every glass. Ancient stars in the blackened sky, blinking names I can't deny.
When I drink these stories down, when I sing what once was drowned, I know who we are at last.
When I understand the past. Outside on the brae where the wind blows thin, stories and legends let mysteries in. My footsteps fall where 1,000 feet turned and walked their lives complete.
Words on pages telling the tales of old, whispers in through the years, the stories grow. Magic of the ancients, words of the years, summoning questions, summoning fears.
I hear the spirits of the past in every word, in every glass.
Ancient stars in the blackened sky,
Blinking names I can't deny.
when I drink these stories down, when I sing what once was drowned, I know who we are at last.
When I understand the past. They call my blood by its older name.
They call my heart to the hidden flame.
Faces flicker in the embers aglow, saying, carry us,
Carry what we know.
skies remember every vow we swore.
Stones remember every silent war.
Time's a wound and time's a well, where the dead lean close and tell. I hear the spirits of the past in every word, in every glass. Ancient stars in the blackened sky,
Blinking names I can't deny.
when I drink these stories down.
When I sing what once was drowned, I know who we are at last.
When I understand the past.
For stories and answers each of us seek.
Look to the realms
With fantasy.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Unmute. Shouldn't be. Hey, hey. Oh, I can see me now. Oh, I thought great start. Audio's not working. Hang on. I do have some talking points today. Some of them kind of got I haven't got camera. I'm loud and clear. It might be because I'm on the square. I can't see the thing round the circle going. Oh, I can now. No, it's the same mic. Is it okay? I've got the fan on. Please don't make me. I suppose I could put it on the floor. Hang on. I'll suffer for you guys. There you go. It's not baking today. It glitched because I adjusted the settings. But let me know if it's still glitching. It shouldn't be. Don't hear the fan. I've just put it on the floor. We are a bit cooler today, so I don't actually need it blowing. I'll move it if it gets too bad. So sorry. Yeah, I'm not long awake as usual, and Mr. Oh, I wasn't sure about going live today. I don't think I'll be on long. Went 5 hours. So, but what I do have topics, bullet points today. Going to put some on the screen. I have 3 clips that it's during the live I want to show from this week, actually. From this week. Yeah, one from Beardo, one from Second Crow from this morning, and a special, very special one at the end. And at the end, when I've shown it, I want the link to be put in, because I don't want to show the entire video, because I want you to go over there and support the channel. But so it's going to be very specific links today. This isn't Shout Out Saturday today, just as a heads up. Right, let's see who's here. I'll be on and off camera. I'm not awake yet. So, Deb's first. Hello, sweetie. Elaine second, and Roger third. Welcome all in. Hey, Pinky. Hey, Womble. How are you? Rob, hey. Good morning, Laura. Sorry. I'll go off mic if I'm coughing too much, guys. Hey, Caroline. I think this is just a waking up cough. Rob having keyboard problems? Good to know. Spilling stuff on your keyboard. Aussie typing. Rob getting himself into trouble before we even start. That's awesome. Hazelnut. Oh, I love hazelnut. I love hazelnuts. I like hazelnut latte as well. If I can't get hold of my gingerbread latte, hazelnut's my go-to. And of course, I'm a Nutella gal. Gonna sneeze. Can't say that in here. It must be bad if you think you can't say it in here. Bloody hell. How did my coffee get cool so quickly? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm ignoring Rob. Just to confirm. And Caroline now. Hey, Holly. Sorry about the mess. Sorry about the mayhem. Hang on. I'm back. Behave yourself, Caroline, and treat your keyboard nice. I mean, mods are falling out already. Good to know. Keyboard love matters, of course it does. Deb's already licked the like button to make sure it was sparkling clean. I'm gonna go on camera now. Well, I'm not cleaning it. Pam, how are you doing? Good morning, Carla. How are you? Mike James in the chat. Hey, Maggie made doze off. Are you working tonight? You need to get some sleep, Phil. Yeah, it must be a shock to the system after, what, 2 months? Especially in this heat. Bloody hell. Hot chocolate. Sir Philip, buddy. His bestie. Hey, Lionheart. How are you? Oh, God, I could do with another 5 hours sleep, to be honest. Hey, San. Good afternoon. Hey, Aussie Cat. Good to see you, sweetie. Judith. Hello to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, God, can you hear my voice cracking? It's because I've just woken up. It should adjust. Awesome mods. They are, most of the time. They're awesome. Although, you know, they're fighting amongst each other, so you guys are fine. You're fine. A little drunk today. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:15. I suppose you've had time. Pickles, Little Miss Mayhem. God, I'm still in the days. Sandra. I've got 39 in. What's happening? It's because I've got a clickbait thumbnail. Well, it's not clickbait, it is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't like using the AI ones at the moment. I might have to clip some before Monday, but that was the closest song to what I'm doing today. What I'm talking about, I wanted it to be relevant. Breaking up a little, it glitched. I think it probably glitched because I was checking settings, and my I'll be honest, my PC is drowning in content now, so I've really got to clear off some of the stuff from the computer. It's the podcasts. I'm not ignoring anyone, it just takes too long to type everyone's name. Love you all, fair enough. It's Parrot in. It's Parrot. Hey, how are you? Happy Saturday. I'm sorry if I'm missing you, because I'm seeing people say hello, but I'm not. There we go. Angel Rose Debunks. Good to see you, sweetie. Just watching a video of yours. Your Parrot's last video was Mackie and Amanda. You know, you get a bloody break from Seg doing it. And you go over to Para's channel. Can somebody stick Para's link in the chat anyway? She did have a shout out from Seg as well, so she's getting those subs in. Yeah. Please check Para out. Just subscribed. Oh, awesome, thank you. It's debunks video I'm covering. I'm gonna show part of it at the end. To be honest, I was so ranty about this topic, and then I watched debunks video, but I'm gonna cover it anyway. I would show the whole of debunks video and just go through it, but I don't want to do that because I don't like it when people do that. I'm going to show you a part of it, and then I'm going to show it at the end of the live, towards the end of the live. Then we'll put his link in for people who don't know Jonathan. And I want people to go over and watch the whole thing, because as usual, he's sort of summed everything up so concisely and so beautifully. I'd like everybody to watch it. I did put a community post out yesterday, so hopefully some people went over. Whiskey Priest, hey. Love the background picture. Oh yeah, that's not one of mine. I've got to start putting my own in. Nutella sucks. What? God, I can eat Nutella out the jar. Nom nom nom. Lisa, how are you today? I am so tired. Blame Crow. If I start sort of nodding off, blame Crow. And Seg, actually. Because I think Crow would probably wound up the live and then Seg game on and... Once they'd finished bitching at each other, Crow has clipped the live, so that section of it's still there, by the way. He didn't take the whole live down like he said he was going to. Hay fever, Sarah. Yeah. I get the sneezes. I don't get the sort of sore eyes or anything. But with the high pollen count, between the hay fever and the COPD and vertigo, I hate this weather. I hate it. Oh, speak of the devil. Listening while I drive. No, not fast food, but cat food. Really? No sneaky detours? If Crow's not having anything goes Monday for eating, I'll be shocked. He's behaving himself eating at the moment. I get massage jars and yeah, hell yeah. Glad to hear it. Elaine, it won't last. It won't last. Crow safe, drive safe, dude. Absolutely, but don't worry, little Miss Mayhem. It's a low speed limit in drive-throughs. Stop texting when you're driving. Oh, the pine. No. I mean, I like jam. I don't think I'd like pineapple jam, but I like jam. But I wouldn't eat any jam off a spoon. Closest I ever do to that, and I don't really, wasn't really keen as a kid, but often when we had rice pudding, we'd have a dollop of jam in it. But where do you find the podcast? It's in my videos, sweetie. It's just in my video section on my channel. I have started a playlist for podcasts, so there's 4 on there so far. The Bristol paranormal simulations, and 2 Beardo ones. I don't know if there's going to be one this week, but there will be one the week after. I'm recording next weekend, the one in the week after. If I'm not podcasting this week, a Spooky Cookie podcast, yeah. I'm still going to go live on Thursday, and I might show show some, because some of the stuff I'll have had to take down off the channel because I'm reapplying for monetization on Monday. So what I might do is do a live where I clip some of the key moments from podcasts and people on live streams, etc. But I'll see what happens first. I'll still be in that time slot. May as well claim it while I can. Any sleep would be good. Oh God, I just woke up. I think most of us have just woken up, to be honest. Love to the mods, absolutely. I'm just going through some old bike run videos. Came across one with Past on Wife. Seems not strange hearing and seeing her talking to me. Yeah, do you know, it's been nicely overcast this morning, and the sun, as soon as the sun sets through my window, so the sun's now coming down through my window, blasting. The fan's about to go back on the desk. Sorry. I wish I had sound and video of Dad, but yeah, it's even just the photographs still get to me. So yeah, it must be strange. Kristen, hey. No, God no. Didn't like going through it the first time. I've got external drives, Roger. I've just been lazy about putting the stuff on there, to be honest. So I just need to have a day of sorting stuff out. I'll need to do it before I record the next podcast. Just realised made tea yesterday and never drank said tea. Now where did I leave? You sound like my mother. Oh, she spent her entire life doing that. And she was bad for it at work because she was a teacher, and she was just known for leaving cups of coffee everywhere. I'm okay. I'm still working through my trunk McDonald's purchase. Oh, McDonald's. There's Paris channel. Please show Paris some love. I haven't watched Shape's video yet. I think it came out last night, didn't it? It will be on my list. I always watch Shape stuff. Shapey Poo. Afternoon, Lulamoon. It's in one of my good mugs. Got to locate it. Yeah, this mug here I'm drinking out of is my boba mug, and I go nuts if I can't find it. I actually I have a rule that it doesn't leave this desk unless it's to be cleaned, and then it goes straight back again. But when that doesn't happen, where's my boba mug? Keep getting internal errors. That'll be YouTube, I think. When I was little, I had Nutella sandwiches. Oh, I just love Nutella. I lurked the whole live. What, this morning? Oh God, 5 hours. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was, yeah. I'm looking at the time. Eventually, I think actually Elaine contacted me eventually and said, Sarah, you know, I'm okay. I can stay if you want to get some sleep. So I think it's about half an hour or so before it ended. I heard the whole thing because I sort of left it running while I was lying down, but yeah. Think, oh my God, he's going to 3 hours. Oh my God, he's going to. Oh look, Seg's on. No, he's going to 5. I think it's like 2 minutes under 5. But it's he has clipped it with the seg part, and it's worth listening to the two of them. Because after the initial, bitch fest between the pair of them, there was a very, very good discussion, and I highly recommend that you watch it. I've just seen Pepperoni. There she is. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? Yeah, Nutella on toast. I'll agree with that. I have hay fever too. I get itchy eyes. I don't get the itchy eyes for some reason. It's the one. I mean, I get sore eyes if I'm getting all bunged up and get head cold, but I don't get the itchy eyes with the hay fever. I tend to call them. I don't usually use the word hay fever, even though that's what it is. It is the pollen. I tend to call them summer colds. Hey, Firefly. How are you? Still feeling the effects of the Canada wildfire. I can't remember who it was. I think it was one of the content creators, but they were quite a way south, and their skies were being affected. I mean, it's affecting a huge area. But I was saying might be my last live or the live before that. It must be my last live. In '86, when Chernobyl went into meltdown, we didn't have. It wasn't all day, but we did have blazing red sunsets for weeks. And I'm saying it wasn't all day. I don't remember it here up in the north, but I do remember people a little bit further south, down in sort of South Yorkshire and further down that were having problems with sort of, dust on the ground. Guess we know. Pam says, I lurk the end of Crow's live as my costochondritis is slamming me. Oh, sweetie, are you okay? Crow Judas. I make hot dogs for cats now. Oh, good one. I hope you heard that. I hope you're still lurking. With this hot and dry weather, hay fever has a blast. Yeah, it does. And even though we're not getting, usually, because where I live, I'm in North Northumberland, up near the Scottish border, so we get a lot. All year we get heavy breezes and gales and things, and so that causes the hay fever anyway, because it mixes it all up in the air. Even though that's not so bad, but we are surrounded. This town is surrounded by half of Northumberland has rapeseed fields, and they are the worst thing for me, for the pollen. So, and I know I asked my taxi driver what was happening with them, and he says they are flowering now. So awesome. If Crow resists the urge, then it deserves praise. If he doesn't, he'll have a forfeit. Elaine, we both know he's going to resist. He's going to cave. Same as I would. To be honest, that's not, I'd be the same. I am sitting here surrounded by cookies, biscuits. I think I've got some Pringles left. I've eaten my Rolos. You can tell it's we've had a delivery. Hey Alexis, how are you doing? Ludwina, hello, catsies. Ooh. Is Crow buying more beer? That's probably why the live stream went from about an hour and a half to 5 hours. I think that's about the time he went to the fridge and got the beer. I want Crow's voice on my sat nav. Are you sure? Are you sure? Imagine what he'd say. Sorry if I misspell everything. I'm typing on my laptop and I have dyslexia. Not a problem, sweetie. Hey, Annie. Sorry, that's fine. Don't worry about being late. Good to see you, darling. I've taken me ages to get down the chat. What's happening? I've been going for 30 minutes. Hey, Lord Beagle. How are you doing? When are you going out on your little adventure? Have you been? Not me. I've not slept yet. Oh, God. I probably shouldn't have done. I'm probably feeling worse because I did. The sun sets on your window. Oh, that's amazing. I know. Oh, I'm honoured. You know, I just like to sit on the windowsill, just watch the world go by, and then poof, goes out. True story. I still cry every time I watch my dad on video. There's one on my phone. I haven't got him on video. I don't even think I've got him on voice, unfortunately. Don't mind the video so much. I wish we had him on voice. But there are certain pictures that really get to me, and I have one on my phone. So while I'm scrolling through the photos on my phone, it was one I took 2012, just after I'd finished work, and it's difficult. I legit woke up 5 minutes ago. Me too. You're on to over Beardo. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It was nice. I say we were chatting for nearly 3 hours. It was a nice chat. So you can kind of tell in the first part was probably more official. The second part we were sort of chatting about this, that, and the other. But it was nice. I actually really enjoyed doing. I've enjoyed doing it before because if anybody says anything, I enjoyed doing all of the podcasts. I'm actually really enjoying doing them. I mean, I love doing the Bristol's podcast. Bristol did me proud with the first one, and I do talk to Sandra and Sean all the time. So, you know, I was comfortable doing that one, and so comfortable doing that one. I'd only gone through half of my bullet points, so I have said to them that, you know, we need to do a second podcast to get through some more. Same with Para. I hadn't had any connection with Para at all before she did the podcast. She was just so easy to talk to, and so I will be having Para back on at some point. I don't know which week it is. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but there will be more lives with me, Parrot, and Sandra on Bristol Paranormal channel on Wednesday nights. So keep an eye out on the notifications. I'll let you know when they're on from me as well. And then, yeah, the Beardo one was the only thing I was ever worried about the Beardo one, because I asked him about 2 years ago, and then, of course, never did the podcast because of Alexis. Thank you so much for the PayPal. You treasure. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I was trying to get my head wrapped around what to talk to Beardo about, but then because I'd started the podcast and I'd messaged him, it came up at just the right time, because I wanted to talk to him about. It's kind of leading me into what I want to talk about today as well a little bit, but it's you know, the idea that, you know, he had the Ian Lawman thing last year, which had a massive effect. If you watch the podcast, you'll know what massive effect it had on. You know, obviously got Parameet a few weeks ago. Got Seg with Dolly, and it getting covered with Channel 9. Seeing the paranormal community, especially the debunkers, being recognised outside of YouTube. I hate this thing that, oh, it's on YouTube, it doesn't matter. I loved all that. So it was nice to be able to go into that. I knew that he told the Ouija board story before, but there were certain questions I wanted to ask about it. Then after that, we were just nattering, and it's nice, it's relaxing doing it that way. Completely missed Crow's live with Seg earlier, no notification. That's YouTube. Mind you, we started, what time did he finish? About 11. So he started at 6 a.m. Got up at 11 a.m. That's when I went back to bed. Notifications suck at the minute. Chuck Daniels. Oh, I'm Chuck Daniels. Chuck Daniels. Jack Daniels in ages. Jack Daniels burgers. Not us. Annoying, isn't it, Tessa? We'll have to catch up. This is one that just woke up after her afternoon kip. I've only been awake for an hour. Sat through the last couple of hours. I suppose I should clean the kitchen so I can make breakfast and dirty it again. Oh no! I'm going to put the first talking point up so I can remind myself to actually start doing them. Just let me find them. Is that coming up? There we go. Take myself off camera for a minute. Struggling to remember my dad's voice, so I'm totally getting it. I can kind of remember it, but it would just be nice to hear. I suppose I might have an old... I don't think so, though. But I might have an old phone message or something. Probably should check. It would just be nice to hear it, Oh yeah, I was up for Raven finishing game, and I had a couple of hours sleep. But I think that was 3 a.m. Kit was a sleeping pill. We've always said Kip. I normally miss Seg's lives since I'm normally asleep. Yeah. Trouble with Seg is he puts notifications out, so it's like me and Elaine, like 1 a.m. Awesome, Seg's live, and he's going over the 2 hours now. His last couple have been nearly 3. Seg was whining. Crow wasn't. Crow was being the perfect fucking host. The voice of reason. Isn't that right, Crow? You weren't arguing back with him, were you? No. They were arguing at the start of it. They did get onto some proper paranormal discussion, by the way. But they were arguing at the start of it who was more behind in chat. But Crow didn't whine at all. Absolutely love. We are hearing more and more discussions again. It's good. It's why I'm doing the podcast the way I'm doing. It's nice when it happens on lives, and sometimes it happens unexpectedly. Like with Crow and Seg this morning, sometimes happens unexpectedly in mine. I'm kind of trying to get it on purpose today, but with my live, I want at least one live a week to have sort of bullet point discussions. This has come up because of stuff I've seen. Actually, a lot of the stuff I'm talking about today actually comes out of 1 or 2 lives, especially Seg's live from Monday night, when there was a lot of debate about the paranormal. I haven't, if you looked at the thumbnail, I haven't put names up on the thumbnail, but some of these bullet points are from actual things that were said in chat. Mainly Seg's chat, but 1 or 2 other chats as well. And I want to sort of discuss them further. But it is, if you either crashed before Seg came on this morning, or you didn't see Crow's live, Crow has clipped it, so the part with him and Seg is still there, so you can watch the discussion. I have a big Paranormal Quest mug. I need to get my merch onto Fourth Wall. Me too, I've missed the discussions and the paranormal talk. I mean, it's something that I keep going on about. It's something that I know Crow does. It's something that Sandra and Crystal do, especially Sandra for her Wednesday lives. Yeah, let's get everything back to the paranormal. You know, stuff the drama, stuff the bloody Conjuring House and Elton, and you know, let us know when it's all done and dusted, and we'll go, oh, that's awesome, you know, or not. Hopefully, it'll be awesome. But watch Crow's live. I remember the ash from the ice and volcanoes looked dark. Yeah. My cats eat any type of meat, hot dogs included. Where I live, it's so hot the grass has completely died. I don't think that started happening here, but it won't be long if we don't get any rain soon. I don't know if we've had some rain, but probably not enough to. They're beautiful fields, but oh my god, they're the worst ones for me. Pineapple natural has antihistamine. Really? I might add a pineapple to because I do use pineapple for smoothies. I might add a pineapple to my delivery for tomorrow. I've got a little one coming in. I want to start the smoothies again. Because pineapples are actually very cheap here. You get a decent sized pineapple for £1. Same here. Grass is now mud, totally gone. Love pineapple. I love fresh pineapple. They stink. It's just they're so heavy on the pollen. I know if you're driving past them, which it's almost impossible not to here when I've got a car, is it's you know that it doesn't do it straight away, but you know as it filters through the air conditioning. I'm going to be sneezing my head off. Crow doing sat-nav voice would be direction via fast food restaurants. The drive-through is on your left. Proceed slowly to the first window. This is crowing. Yes, sorry. How far behind am I? Oh crap! I haven't even started the conversation yet, and I'm behind the chat. Hang on. Actually, sorry. I know. It's because I do that now, even in the town I live, and I've lived in this town for 12 years, 14 years. I still don't know half the street names. I will say pubs or, you know, shops or something. Well, if you go down past the Fleece or down past the Playhouse, I worked all night, walked my dog, then Crow was live. Yeah, Crow. I'd have Clint Eastwood. Do you want to turn off at 200 yards? Do you feel lucky? Well, do your prong. Oh, my sat-nav should have said that. My uncle passed away 2 years and I still cry since I have a picture on my phone of him holding me. Oh. Can we see AI Seg in Steve's house, please? You can. Still on here, it should be. Let me find him. Where's he gone? Hang on. I'm sure he's still on here. Where are you, Saggy Waggy? There he is.
You have to be really careful here. There are demons everywhere. All of these dolls are haunted and will attack you if you are not looking. Those pictures are quite haunted. Twin Paranormal almost died here, and I have been scratched 247 times this week. The dead flies are there for the demons to eat. If they don't have food, they get angry. This is the third most haunted house in the country. I know that's true because I say so. Come back for more bullshit panic attacks from the noise and madness through listening to me talk for 4 hours. This place was built on a cemetery, Indian burial ground, and portal to hell. If you go into the basement, you may never be seen again. People have disappeared and turned into demons. If Side-Eye Guy tries to investigate here, I will kick his ass. He will never be able to step foot in this garbage heap. I will blame my business partner and be out of town on that day. If you release this video, you will get more views than anyone has ever seen. I can't sell this house not because it's haunted, but because it is a complete dump. Doesn't matter, I make money from pretending there are ghosts here.
That plushie of Ian is one of my favourites. I love that plushie of Ian. It's awesome. There you go. Now we chat all the time. We do. That's Luigi. I don't think the Luigi Brothers would do a podcast with me, sweetie. I've got quite a few lined up. Just not one for this week at the moment. I don't know. I mean, what we get, we rarely get any that are a major problem. I know that, was it Scarborough last year or Whitby? One of them had a pretty bad one on the outskirts. We do get them here on the moors, but they're not threatening in any way. You know, they're usually campfires. People who've sat on the moors with a bloody disposable barbecue, but I can't imagine it's like the LA fires and the Canadian fires at the moment, the ones that Australia gets. Greece is very prone to them, in Europe especially. I don't know how. They're terrifying to me. There's nothing currently threatening where I am, but it's smoky now. Stranger to remember my dad's voice either, but I just talked to him yesterday. What happens on YouTube has a wider impact, though. Exactly. And it's been very heartening for me to see those examples over the past few weeks. And Annie's still in the chat. Annie's major part of allowing that to happen by talking to Seg. Canada's so beautiful and full of. I know. That's kind of also the way I look at it. Obviously, I feel so sorry for people who live there and threatening of homes being destroyed and life being lost. Yeah, the wildlife. Oh. They're recording it with me next weekend. Couldn't go to Parameet, but I'll come next year if I can afford it. I won't make it next year. That won't be long enough for me. Plus, I can't really leave home at the moment. Not just because of my health, but 1 year maybe I'll go down and join everybody. We've had more rain here than usual, so at least we're not as dried out. I don't think we're quite dried out yet, but because we have had the downpours, but. Knows me when people say it doesn't matter, YouTube isn't an enclosed vacuum. It really isn't. Actually, because it doesn't matter what order I do these in. Hang on. Let's bring up. I do know who said this, but I'm not saying who it was. Fakers and YouTube videos aren't part of the paranormal field. Of course they are. Everything paranormal. I didn't check whether Seg still had his live up, actually, because Seg actually gave a really good response to this and to the idea that YouTube videos of its fakers videos especially weren't part of the paranormal field. Of course they are. Anything with the topic of paranormal, real or fake, as in fake pretending to be real, is part of the paranormal. I'm 100% behind Elaine on that one. And Seg gave a really good analogy on the live on Monday, where he said, he was talking about plumbers, and he said you get really good plumbers, and you get, in the UK we call building industry people who basically do very shoddy work and charge a fortune and disappear, we call them cowboys. So when I say cowboy, that's what I mean. He said, and you get plumbers that are cowboys and do bad jobs, and who sort of basically rip people off, sometimes pretending that they're qualified, but certainly pretending they know more than they actually know. They're still part of the plumbing profession. They're just a very bad part of the plumbing profession. And it's the same with fakers, you know. And if the fakers weren't part of the paranormal field, they wouldn't be doing so much damage to the paranormal field, you know, because that is what they do. They do a lot of damage because the misconceptions that follow, the new teams that go out thinking that the fakers are doing it the right way, which happens, you know, that causes damage to the paranormal being investigated, researched, studied, analysed properly. So yeah, absolutely they're part of it. Isn't what Kenny is. Oh, that I'll come back to. Actually, because that's still there. This is why I put this up there. I always get my hackles up when I see the word academic, right? I am an academic, or I was. So I'm speaking from experience, or professionals on investigations. This kind of goes down the science route as well. You get experts like Kenny, who have genuinely studied the subject, been involved in the subject, both practically, theoretically, research-wise, for a long time. All right, I'm going to give my own analogy here. As you guys know, my academic subject was film and cultural studies. And every I can't remember what time of year it was. I think it was usually around the autumn when we did 2 or 3 a year open days where people could come to the university, look round at the media department to decide if that was the university they wanted to apply to. And when I was doing question answers, one of the things that I was always asked was, well, will this degree get me a job in the media industry? And my response was always, no, what this degree will get you is a degree. What will get you in the media industry is what you do as well. And so, you know, in the UK, you have massive long gaps in the summer. You have about 3 months that you're not at university. Do stuff for free. Find small production companies where you're a runner. You know, I've done running on a film set, not through choice. A friend dragged me into it. But I've done running. You know, find ways of volunteering. It doesn't matter if you're working for a radio station and making the feckin' tea. All right, get that portfolio built up. I can assure you, from having worked within the industry myself, they prefer practical experience. They don't look down on the degrees, but the degree will get you the knowledge, but you need the practical experience. It's funny because a few days ago I saw, and when I was doom scrolling on Facebook, of Stephen Merchant who co-wrote The Office with Ricky Gervais, and he said that. He says, you know, he studied filmmaking at university and he was all for it, and he suddenly realised that he knew the theory, but until he actually got onto a film set, until he got onto a TV set, he didn't know anything about the mechanics of it. So that's the difference. So there are academics out there that are part of the paranormal field. I'm not a big fan of some of them. I'm not going to name names at this point. I'm not a big fan of some of them. Kenny's different because Kenny has been going for a long time. He's done the research, he's done the study, he's debunked, he's looked at the gadgets, he's looked at the science, he writes articles for the CFI and does presentations. That's different. Okay? But there is a flip side to that, and this is something that not everybody will agree with me on, but I feel extremely passionate about. You know, that doesn't mean that if you haven't got those years of experience literally working for somebody or studying officially at an academic institution, it doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. All right, if you're doing it the right way. If you've been studying you can study the paranormal's never been proven. Let's focus on that bit for a minute. All right. Let's take Wes and Lisa. I've got a reading list from Wes that I forgot to put into the yearbook, so I'm actually going to put it into this month's magazine. Wes reads and reads and reads and has done for years, read and read and read about the paranormal. You know, he's going out there. Lisa and him are going out there now, applying scientific methods to investigations. You don't have to be an academic or a professional. Professional means paid. All right. It means paid. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who's got an interest or is a fan of the paranormal is an expert, but you don't have to be a professional to be an expert. You have to prove you know your stuff, but you don't have to be an academic or a professional, in my opinion. YouTube reaches such a wide audience, mainstream media doesn't have the same reach. It's why mainstream media really doesn't like YouTube. I agree with you, Annie. It's why it doesn't like YouTube. And it's YouTube content creators have been in trouble before. A few years ago, around the Johnny Depp trial, the news channels, the entertainment news channels were under a huge amount of fire because they were getting bigger audiences. I mean, I didn't watch it, but Agenda Free TV was live last night I think he was covering Iran. He had 10,000 people in his chat. You know, you get Ryan Hall covering the weather in the US, thousands upon thousands in his chat, millions of views. Probably figures that a lot of streaming services and TV networks couldn't dream of. And I think that's what the change in YouTube is, by the way. I think it's big industry trying to come in and trying to squash. That's my opinion. I said it as soon as I was demonetized. I think that's what's happening. Crow, shouldn't you be in bed now? Sarah can't see the top. Rob's doing a Freddie Mercury impression while hoovering. I'm not even going to ask. I'm getting hotter because that bloody sun's coming through the window. Paranormal is to find the truth, not faking and trying to get views. Yeah. And when I play Jonathan's clip at the end of the live, it's kind of a big message that he's going to say. Actually, just let me bring up one of the other quotes that I've got. This is I'm not going to say which one, but this is from a content creator who was arguing, blue in the face in Sex Live, that they didn't agree that views equals activity, i.e. didn't agree that just because you hype up your video with the do bro demon, that doesn't mean views. Sam and Colby have 16 million. Last time I checked, Sam and Colby have 16 million subscribers. Okay. 16 million. They get millions of views every video. Twin Paranormal have well over the million subs. They get hundreds of thousands, if not over the million views every video. Again, TV shows would kill for those figures. Kill for them. And you try going out on a genuine investigation when nothing happens and get millions of views. I'm not saying that every single hyped up video is going to do well. Oh my gosh, failing completely at the moment. Okay. That's more to do with reputation. He was at the bottom of my list when I did the subs to views 3 or 4 months ago. Bottom of my list. He was on less than 1% of subs to views. Views to subs. But yeah, you hype it up, you get the people in, then yeah, it 100% equals activity. Hey Sponge! This isn't even crowing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, but I knew it would today because of what I'm covering. So I am going to crow now. Are you crow level behind or seg level behind? I'm Sarah level behind. It's a very, very special behind. It means because I'm reading the bloody chat. It's also because I'm waffling. I've got a horrible feeling that means I'm seg level behind, actually. I'm getting distracted. I'm on my own. Thank you. I'm on my own level. Special. The pub is the one place you're guaranteed to see spirits. Absolutely. And I haven't played this in a while.
Don't stop believing what is
Oh, so I'm crowing the chat now. I did get 2 of them that I don't know what we were talking about. 2 what? What did you get? Good afternoon, Sarah. Hello to everyone in chat. Well, hello, Ryan. Hope you're feeling better, darling. Oh, Pepperoni, I'm so sorry. You've probably gone. Now I feel bad that I'm behind. But you take care, sweetie. Oh, I do bad things happen to good people. Hey, Jimmy. If you're still here, because I'm second crow level behind the chat. That's here. There's diplomatic of me. Don't excuse crow. Come on. Don't do that around here. I hate it when fakers try to silence debunkers based on their own opinion, forgetting that opinion is subjective. Yeah. Actually, I'll play. Oh, I hope I've got it. What one is it? Sex Stocks Behind Wines. It must be that one. Little bit of the live from Crow this morning.
Okay. I will say this. I think at one stage I used to say, hey, just because nothing happened when I was in a location doesn't mean it's not haunted. I did say that at one stage. And I just want to say my opinion has changed because, and can I just say, like, this is something that I think can be kind of wrong in general with YouTube or online content creation. It's like people think it's a sign of weakness to change your opinions. No, it should change. You know, if you stay exactly the same the whole way through, you haven't learned anything. So
True.
I will say today. Sorry?
I watched older videos of mine, like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Yeah, you have to change, you know, as you learn stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, after going to when I said that, I was like, I think I've only been to like a couple of places for myself. Now I've been to quite a fair few locations and collaborate with people and all that bollocks. Nowhere on planet fucking Earth or anywhere in the known fucking universe is haunted unless you can prove it's haunted. Simple. That's the burden of proof. Sorry, guys. You can make as many fucking claims as you want. If you don't have evidence for it, which you don't, because we don't have evidence of ghosts, then it's technically not haunted. You can believe whatever the fuck you want. You can believe it's haunted. And I'm not going to get fucking angry at you. I might kind of like scoff on it or laugh or dismiss it, but I'm not going to get angry at you thinking somewhere's haunted. Equally, fuck off. I'm allowed to say somewhere isn't haunted. Like, the level of anger I got for that was fucking crazy. Anyway, we know what we're talking. We all know what we're talking about it.
I don't even know why it's. Here's the thing. I don't even know why that is such a hot topic issue, because
yeah, it's crazy.
We can't even prove if ghosts are real. So why is not? I just think it's from a logical, scientific point of view. Not even scientific. Just saying. Okay, a place can be alleged all it wants to. We don't know if that's true or not. Night, Brooke. Have a good one. We don't know if it's alleged still, right? So to me,
of course.
What's so bad about saying we don't know if it's haunted because we haven't proved it yet? It's not haunted until it's proven. Instead of saying the other way,
and equally, I'm saying I don't think it's haunted. What is wrong with me saying that? Like, it's such a basic. And then for people to go, oh, you only spent one night there, or even 2 nights or 3. Like, these are the things. What point is there enough nights for me to be able to say that and it satisfies you? You being just whoever says this thing. How many nights? 1 night? Not 1 night. 2 nights? Probably not. 3 nights? 4 nights? Have I got to stay there for a year? Then I can accurately say this place is not haunted.
If you want to see the two of them ranting, Crow has put that section of the live back up. It was a very interesting topic, actually, debate from them. So I thought I'd use that opportunity to play that first clip. I'm going to talk about science as well. Hey Kim, how you doing? I'm crowing the chat, guys. Jason Hall said fakers are doing more damage on the paranormal field. Well, they are, because you know it's if I was to go back to Seg's analogy, if I was a plumber, I would be losing work because people would be hiring the cowboys to come in, do the job badly, not getting the work for it to be done in the first place. Often would have to go in and repair the damage. Genuine investigators are getting hit by the fakers misrepresenting the field, using the wrong equipment. Even people who aren't outright faking, just doing it for entertainment purposes. I said in the podcast with Beardo that video I did where I really looked at the biggest channels that were non-legit, that I did a year ago, and I did a revisit on it. The person who was, and they're all so afraid of being found out that they're fake, the person who's probably doing the best, and it was about a year ago he actually started putting for entertainment purposes only on his channel, was Yasko. He's doing fine. Just highlight it as pure entertainment. And yes, we can look at a lot of this stuff and think this is rubbish, but the people who are following it either don't care that it's fake. Some of them don't. People have always watched the paranormal for entertainment, even if they don't believe it. But there are people who genuinely believe that it's happening. There are people who genuinely believe that's the way to investigate. And all of that damages the paranormal field. Here we go. Ryan's on a like mission. Kenny is one of the few professionals I've asked for help. I can't debunk some of my. I think most of the debunkers have gone to Kenny for help with things. I mean, I don't agree with Kenny on everything. A lot of people don't agree with Kenny on everything because Kenny is very much on the skeptic side. But he knows his stuff. I've had Kenny on here 2 or 3 times, and he's very much a really good, for me, he's a very good level to watch, to make sure I'm doing things properly, and I'm sure a lot of the investigation teams and the researchers are doing the same thing. And he knows a lot about the equipment and how it works, different circumstances. Kenny is a go-to for a lot of people in the community. We can all still learn from parapsychologists and scientists, but you don't necessarily need one on investigation exactly. They have some good advice that can be helpful to advance investigators' methods. I agree. And the other thing I want to bring up that's kind of along that line, if I can just let me find the file. Now, this is a contentious one, because I want to talk about research and science. Now, there's been, over the last few months, there's been a big debate about science. First thing I want to say about science is, in fact, so people aren't distracted by that, just let me bring the general one up. What I want to say about science is a very, very broad term. You know, there are multiple disciplines and specialisms in science. You know, even within the scientific labels that we used to, like physics, biology, chemistry, you know, psychology. Even within those fields, there are multiple disciplines. So using the word science it doesn't tell you anything, really. You need to sort of specify what science is being used. If you watch APRS videos, Wes will completely explain what he's doing, what equipment he's using, why he's using it. If you're bringing in, for example, a physicist or a psychologist or a parapsychologist, you know, they will explain their methodology. You know, bring in a parapsychologist, they're going to have a specialism, a different specialism to, you know, physicist is. So it's something that I've been I'll admit I've been challenging in chat. Now, this quote is about me. It was in somebody else's chat. It wasn't in Sex, it was somebody else's chat. I knew it was about me because I'd done it the day before. But this is why this is a problem when people are arguing back and forth, because this actually isn't the way it happened. And the quote is, when I asked why debunkers who investigate don't use science and it was okay with everyone, I was told they were trying to see things from the faker's side. That to me is wrong. It's me that said that, but I didn't say that. What I said about debunkers when they don't use... First of all, I'm going to show a Beardo clip in a minute. But first of all, what I said was debunkers who aren't already investigating. Beardo's been investigating for years, for example. But for example, Seg started going out investigating to understand the way all investigators, real, fake, misinformed, actually having the experience of being in the locations and actually doing the investigation. And when Seg first started going out, he was going out investigating with Joe Vitale, with Cassian Ron, with Murillo, Paranormal, who I still miss. You know, he's going out, he's with, you know, people who are genuine investigators. That's when he started going out. That's what he was doing to see how it happened. Kenny, you know. So that's not what I said. And that's the other problem with sometimes when these topics get really heated. Words get misspoken, you know. I'll play that clip in a minute. But yeah, that was, and I saw that and I thought, well, that's me, and that's not what I said. Just for the record, that's not what I said. We watch YouTube instead of TV. That's what I don't think. I know it's a problem for YouTube, and it's a problem for YouTubers in the UK. To me, this is an extra glitch. To me, I think this is what YouTube's doing. I think that's when I investigated about being demonetized. My media training immediately thought they want the big boys in here. They want to be another Netflix. They want to be another streaming service, you know. And when you've got people, and you do have these channels that are getting millions and millions of views in, you know, and YouTubers, content creators have more and more access to, you know, industry standard technology to make it look good, then, you know, this is the corporations looking to do something about it. The BBC is an extra problem. It's not a good thing that's happening, but it isn't because of the BBC. The BBC are doing this because of YouTube, I think. The fact people all over the world saw my ugly mug on sex videos, it's you know, it's incredible. It's absolutely that, and that potentially, you know, this could expand what do you call it, sort of legislation. Elaine, if Elaine's still in the chat, Elaine, can you put the link up for the petition, darling, please? But it could potentially have far-reaching effects. Dolly is in Wales next month. She's actually not far from where my family are. If I was in good health, I'd be tempted to go down and have a look. But yeah, she's in Wales next month. I am really hoping, genuinely hoping, that the British press get hold of it, because the tabloid press here, yeah, they won't like it. Hey, Sage Rat. How you doing, sweetie? Bro dooding drives viewers retention. It's a higher energy, so higher engagement. Yeah, high energy. I think Jonathan talks about this as well at the end, when I show him at the end. High energy videos, which are actually the videos that often will, too much. Yeah, go away. But yeah, constant. YouTube by its very nature hasn't really helped the situation, because pretty much any YouTuber who makes actual videos will tell you that, you know, the best videos are going to be tight to keep people watching. You know, a lot of the audience, not all, but you've got the big audience to get the big views in, you know, need to keep the attention going. So the dude bros are keeping the attention going, especially of the younger audience. That's what you're fighting anyway, on any topic, not just paranormal. Crow just been bacon, scrambled eggs and baked beans. Oh my god! No, Kim, starving. It needs to be labelled as entertainment and not as genuine content. Again, we've said it before. It's, you know, it didn't hurt Yasko to do it. Tim Morozov. What's just out of interest, what's his sub count now? Just have a quick look. He's been going for a long time, but he's got 670,000 viewers. His last video 3 days ago was 51,000. 6 days ago, 81,000. And he's always had a very big disclaimer at the start of his videos. Even when I was started watching him years ago, you know, this is for entertainment purposes only. I've always said that Sam and Colby wouldn't get hit hard if they just put that at the beginning of theirs. I'm not even sure the twins would. Simon Colby could run a fucking cooking channel at this point, you know, while they're still young enough to get the young audience in, and they wouldn't lose many. I only watch those meddling meanings because they claim to be psychics because they're genuinely nice people. Yeah. Oh, and that makes a hell of a justice. To go sweeter, I'm trying. Oh my god, I'm getting worse. Right, I'm literally going to crow the chat. Crow Judas level. When you change your opinion means you learn from it. If you don't learn from it, you will get it back till you have learned. Yeah. Absolutely. I have to admit, I don't see. I'm literally just speed reading the chat now. I have to admit, I don't see a location or isn't haunted. Having said that, if ghost hunters can say somewhere is haunted, then debunkers can say a place isn't. Exactly. Exactly. They're basically lying, and they have to keep lying to make them seem like the truth, but lies will never be the truth. Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, this is Jonathan again, actually, is put it really well, saying, you know, because, you know, we all say, well, why, you know, they know that they're lying, so why fight it when somebody debunks them? Why with the copyright strikes and claims and, you know, and it was Jonathan that said, because they have to keep the lie going. The lie doesn't end with the video. You know, they have to, for the branding, for the whole branding of the channel, they have to keep that untruth going for their own good. Is Mike Owen? Hey, Mike. Hey, Julie. I know. With a lot of them, it's like, but I don't think a lot of people see over the top as being a you know, necessarily, oh, they must be fake. I was waking up, wasn't sure if I'd still be awake. Blanky, hello, Phil. Hey, speak of the devil. Hey, Jonathan. I'm. When I have finished the live, I'm going to be showing a little bit of your latest video, which I absolutely adored. I would show the whole thing, but I want people to go over to your channel and watch it. But I thought that video was amazing. I hate debunking infrared cameras because I don't understand how it works. Well, to be honest with you, Angel Rose, is one of the reasons I'm not a debunker, and I don't make any secret of this. Apart from the fact I really don't want to sit through hours and hours of these videos. But I don't understand the equipment. I don't have the right sort of mind to understand the equipment. I have to have equipment, an equipment for dummies book for me. You know, I can get it eventually. I can get the basics, but in order to be able to debunk properly, no. Some stuff I can, but if it's on screen, I can, because I'm a film analyst. I understand photography, film, etc. But when it comes to the gadgets, Sam and Colby fans twin paranormal, when they get older, they realise they're full of it and turn to the real paranormal. They won't be able to. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant Sam and Colby and twin paranormal. Yeah. They have a young audience, and I've got videos on Sam and Colby sort of saying why I think that they're expanding outside of YouTube. For our school, escape room, board game, etc. You know, they're looking 10 years ahead, because I think they're about 30 now. They ain't going to keep that audience forever. Somebody younger and prettier is going to come along to take their crown. If you're trying what the way people you debunk are doing, shouldn't you do it their way? You're trying. Who was it? It was Beardo. He was saying that that the My House is Haunted skits that he does. He said one of the reasons he did them, I think he says it in the first podcast, one of the reasons he did them was to learn for himself some of the tricks that the fakers were doing. Seeing if you could work out how they were faking it practically. It's what Crow does a lot of the time. He will work out, for example, the debunk on Barrier Beyond with the curtain pull. He actually he got some magician string, set the whole thing up himself to see how they'd done it. My opinion is like malignancy, it spreads. People watch those channels and think that's how it's done, that's what can happen. No, it doesn't matter if the history of the site is invented or twisted. People don't care. The number of times I've seen people like Twin Paranormal present so-called research, and the research is the leaflet from the property. Of course the research from the property is going to say it's haunted. They're charging you for going into a supposedly haunted location. Only if claims were made, I wouldn't spend the whole time doing what they do. Can anyone see me? Have I missed you, TARDIS count? I'm sorry, I am so stupidly behind the chat. I'm crowing the chat. Hello, sweetie, how you doing? Oh, yeah, YouTube's doing that error message thing again. And people need to realise there's a clear line between being an empath and a psychic. I hate it. I mean, people say they're the same thing. They're completely different. Yeah, they are completely different. It's not one of my areas of expertise, but it is something I'm slowly learning about. So I'm going to be looking into it more. I mean, that in general is the other problem. It's and that was one of the things that was coming up in Segs Live on Monday. And I know that Elaine was tackling people as well as me on it, is the terminology, this blanket terminology. I don't even like the word ghost. It's like, don't go into a property assuming there's ghosts. Go into a property, investigate it, and find anomalies, and then decide try and speculate what it is. I believe in the paranormal. I don't like the word paranormal these days because it tends to be equated with ghosts. I believe in its original term of unexplained and unproven by science. I believe I've had a lot of experiences that are unexplained. I've seen a full body apparition. I've never once called it a ghost because I don't know what it was. It's too focused on that, and there's a lot of terminology like science that people throw out. I'm trying to think because I know I had 5 of these. Just want to see what the 5th one was. Maybe I've shown it. Research, what research is, science is, what history is, what folklore is, what an investigator is, what a researcher is. Thank you, Elaine. I know I'm behind the chat, guys. Oh, I've caught up a bit. If you haven't signed the petition for stopping psychic businesses from being able to exploit the pain of families, this is in Oz. You don't have to be in Oz to sign it. It is free to sign. And Segs started it up after talking to Annie about the whole Dolly incident. If you've been watching Segs, presumably you have watched the Segs channel, you know all about who Dolly is. I haven't looked at how many signatures it's got actually, but the more signatures the better. And help Australia with this, help get some legislation in place, and the domino effect of that could be, if Australia put it in place, could have a knock-on effect everywhere. That would be awesome. Thing is, the mainstream will advertise the fake mainstream paranormal, we have to fight it. Yes. That's the other thing that because there were more quotes from this person like that. Don't agree that views equal activity. Of course, it's the activity that gets the views. And they went on to say, doesn't necessarily push your video out there. Views on a video are the main thing that will push you out in the algorithm. You know, and the views on a video 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10 are activity, because of activity. Agree, Sarah. Narrow justice is quite enough. Many of the largest YouTube channels have built audience that are primarily seeking entertainment rather than factual education. Yes, and that's fine. If they were to say, look, we're entertainment purposes only, that's fine. But the problem is, they are, I mean, I'm trying to think, when I started watching, because when we were in lockdown in 2020, I started watching a lot of paranormal. And the first channels that came on my radar were Oh My Gosh, Twin Paranormal, Mindseed, Ghost Carmel, Maine. That was more through the top 5s. A lot of people surrounding Omar, like Mo Saji, etc. You know, they were the ones getting pushed in the algorithm because they were huge at the time. Most of them were. They were getting the views. None of them were saying this is for entertainment purposes only. For much of that audience, whether the content is genuine or fiction is secondary to whether it is engaging. That's the problem. Actually, I have a. I wonder if it's still on my channel, because I've been taking videos off my channel. Just let me check, guys. Did it a while ago, but I got into a debate last year sometime when Casper was saying, "Oh, you know, wouldn't it maybe investigators should start filming things like movies?" So, yeah, that kind of goes against the point of it, because just seeing if the video's still on my channel. Oh, there it is. I haven't seen this for a while, so I can't remember what it's like. But I did a video to show what this is when this was an ancient Ramin video investigation that Beardo, Sag, Mythos, Mr. Grey all did. I can't remember if Justin was there or not. So stop screen. I'll just bring it up. I can't remember what this is like. It might be crap because it was a while ago. So share. I can't find it now. Oh, it is. Is it on StreamYard? Yes. And if you put that out as a trailer, you'd be hammered. Because I watched that investigation, nothing happens. They're all sitting around, nothing's happening. As a result, presenting evidence or debunking specific claims is unlikely to change the viewing habits of those who are there to be entertained, rather than persuaded by facts. It's never going to change the viewing habits. I agree with you, and that's always and it's the other thing that if you watch the full video of Jonathan's after the live, it's the other thing that I argue about is this isn't about, we can't realistically change the minds of millions of people. 16 million Sam and Colby fans are not going to shrug and go, oh, they're fake, okay, we'll go and watch the debunkers, right? They're not going to do that. But the core of the real paranormal community, the real investigation, the real research, the real commentary, all of it needs to stay true to itself. It's so good that it's being recognized outside of YouTube. We're never going to set the world on fire, guys, unless somebody actually proves it, which is probably not going to happen. We're never going to set the world on fire because people want to be entertained. But we owe it to people who came before us. I'm saying we, I'm not a debunker, but you know what I'm saying. We all owe it to people who came before us. You know, the Houdinis, the Randys, the countless names going back in time that stood up against fakery, that sought to look at the subject area properly. We owe it to them. And we also owe it to people in the future. We don't want to leave that gap open. You know, if one or two of the debunkers, of the investigators in this channel, if just one or two, that people in the future will be standing on their shoulders, and they're there because of what they've achieved, what people have achieved now. The new generation comes along and keeps it going. It's never going to change the world. What it needs to do is protect the paranormal. I'm waffling again. I'm probably behind again, am I? Just be such a shame if the tabloids got advertisement for dog. I know, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? It'd be a travesty. Bridgend, August. Go to her YouTube channel. She's got the full advert up. You can see where it is. Pub in Bridgend, South Wales. In case, you know, you want to go and tell her how lovely she is. Ian is nice too. I like Ian. I really like Ian. Debunk's very good. Anyone know Welsh reporter asking for a friend? What I want to see, it said, fake channel would just be true claimed entertainment. People watch horror short film, it would actually put them in better category. It would actually. I mean, like I say, Tim Morozov, you know, what, nearly 700,000 subs. Wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be lovely for anybody in this community to hit 700,000 subs? I'm sure Second Bearder would be like, oh, hell yeah. Hey, Giselle. I forgive new investigators. Yes, I do, because they don't know any better. They generally don't know they're getting false positives. I don't know which channel it was, but Crow's been talking about what a channel that did actually do that, a young channel, who realised straight away what was being done wrong. I really enjoyed Ghost Hunters, engaging, appeared to be a Mythbusters of the paranormal, imperfect as they were. Must be worrying for you guys with channels what the mainstream media is trying to do. I never ever watch mainstream TV. It's YouTube and Spotify that keeps me amused and smiling. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I mean, I've already been. Honestly, I already got hit with the demonetization. I can reapply on Monday. See what happens. I'm not holding out massive hope for it, but fingers crossed for me, guys, because I do need it. I do think that's the way YouTube's going. I think that YouTube, I mean, you know, I'm a tiny channel. But when I looked into it, I was seeing channels with hundreds of thousands of subs, one or two channels with millions of subs, and had been going for a long time, got demonetized. You don't demonetize channels of that size without a plan for how you're going to recuperate the money from somewhere else. I think they're going to recuperate it from the big corporations. In my opinion. Please still remonetize me on Monday. YouTube. Ignore this live. Twin Paranormal are apparently doing a deal with Discovery Channel so they don't get debunked. Really? They'll still get debunked. Seg goes on to it covers ghost. It can be done. Might be part and parcel why they bought the property. Hey Joe, how are you doing, darling? Somebody put Joe's link in the chat, please. Click. I'm actually working on a video at the moment about clickbait, because clickbait for me gets used too often. I mean, you could argue my thumbnail today was clickbait, but you have to see a thumbnail as an advertisement. So I think, hang on, I've been collecting clickbait thumbnails from the fakers. Let me find you one. Just to show you what I'm talking about. You know. Sorry, but it was an obvious one to use. That's clickbait. You know. That is clickbait. The other ones who overnight have got a bit lazy with their thumbnails, actually. They're doing it a lot less than they used to. But the ones who are really bad for it now, this won't be a shock, but I wonder if I've got I'm just going to see if I've got an example. Our Paranormal Nightmare. And I'm pretty sure I downloaded some Paranormal Nightmare ones. Yeah. There's a Paranormal Nightmare one. Quite a recent one too. Tarot, conjuring, demons, dangerous family haunting, paranormal nightmare. Yeah. Because that happens in the video. It depends. Some new channels don't want to know the correct method, so it tells us everything we need to know about them. It depends on the channel. Yeah, if you're serious about it, you know, even if you're making mistakes or misguided at the start, you're gonna be looking to improve. Everybody should be looking to improve. I'm not a debunker. Ned claims that title. He says that he has a unique perspective of the subject matter. Exactly. If you want to be fake, might as well go all in, not sticking around in ghosts. Yeah. You know, I'm sure there'd be, you know, somebody doing it properly. I always said that Mindseed could, that's what they were doing anyway. Mindseed could have kept going, you know, strongly if they'd have kept going the way, but just put that they weren't serious. The only category to put paranormal is the entertainment category. They need to have a paranormal category. I 100% agree with that. It's really annoying that they're in the entertainment category. This is why I respect Jason so much. When Taps was together, they would review all the evidence they got and try to debunk it. Clear the chat a bit. Unexplained phenomenon. That's what you mean. Yeah, unexplained. Paranormal people investigations, regardless how each individual feels, debunkers, skeptics, non-believers are detrimental to our field. They point out good and bad in the field and what a hunch should not look like. What? I think, if I'm reading that right, debunkers, skeptics. I don't think, I can't remember where it was. I think it might. I don't know if it was Jonathan or Seg, but they were talking about intentions. You know, at the end of the day, debunkers get a hard rap because they're often misunderstood. So some people don't like the way they do it, or their techniques, or the way they talk about it. But they are here to try and protect the paranormal. You know, to try and discourage the fakery and try to encourage good techniques. Whether it always works is another matter or not. Skeptics and non-believers detrimental to our field. You haven't mentioned believers in there. So here's the problem for me. Not with what you've said, but just generally, is again, it's labels. Believer, non-believer, skeptic, believer, you know. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where on that spectrum you are. The key task for everybody should be looking into it responsibly, looking into it, what's the word? You should be neutral. I've had paranormal experiences. I am a believer in the possibility of the paranormal. Still want stuff debunking. I still want explanations. You know? So if hand on heart, I mean, I'm not an investigator, don't plan to be, but hand on heart, if I was going to go investigating, I would go in neutral. You know, I'm not going to hear a sound and think it's a ghost. I'm not going to hear a sound and think it's something. I'm going to want to try and explain it. I have had experiences I cannot explain, and I don't think will ever be explained. And I have tried to debunk them, but the problem is what a hunch should not look like. We don't know what a hunch really should look like. We've got people who've been doing it for a long time. I don't know if Joe's still in the chat. With mountains of experience of what does work, what doesn't work, what could work, you know. This is what I mean about it doesn't have to be when I said at the beginning about let's take him off the screen, academics and professionals and investigations. What you need is people with experience, but people with experience who are looking to improve upon the techniques, who are looking to using what they've learned and moving it forward. That's what you need. No problem, Giselle. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to you, darling. Oh, that's awesome. We need to do a push to try and get it to over 2. The reason I prefer the word spirits is because I personally believe that your spirit is your soul, and everyone living has a soul. Yeah, actually, I have a belief of the same thing. I have no proof of it, but I have a belief of the same thing. Thank you to everybody who's already signed the petition. If you haven't, please consider going over signing it. All they want is your email so you can verify you're a human. You don't have, it's free. You don't have to live in Australia. There is a thing that pops up that you can donate to help spread the word further. You can ignore it, okay? Let's put myself back on camera. You can ignore it, but yeah, we need to keep pushing this. The more signatures, the better. It would be nice to for the next stage is to get it over 2,000. You can make ghost hunting entertainment video and not claim anything is actual paranormal. Oh, look at Tim Morozov. You don't have to agree with me. That's just my belief, and I like it. But no, I know. I genuinely. I do know something, and just amongst that, since I was a little girl, I never got that we didn't have a soul. I just did. That to me is not logical. I have no proof of it. All right, I have no proof that we carry on. Well, actually, I've seen my dad, but I technically I have no proof of it. But that's my belief. Would I include it as a scientific element of an investigation? No. That's what I mean. I'd go in neutral, but I do have my beliefs. And, you know, we're all entitled to those. Absolutely all of us. I'm behind on mics as well, and I need to catch up with them. Pretty quickly, actually. I'm behind on everybody's. This heat, by the way, that we've been having in the UK, it's actually sort of slowed me right down because of health. So I am behind on a lot of people's videos. Fake channels get other YouTubers as guests to get ever more views. Yeah, it's like they all do it. I mean, look at Sam and Colby. The amount of people they collab with it. They're rarely on their own in a bloody investigation. You know? They've been doing that for years. It's never... there's... If it's about the money... If it's first and foremost about the money, it's not about the truth. I am not dissing the money. We all need something, you know. Every channel who is either monetized or wants to be monetized, yeah, it's part and parcel of YouTube. You know, it's part and parcel of your income. It might be a tiny little bit, but it's part and parcel of your income. Nobody has ever said that's not the case. You know, both Beardo and Seg are full-time YouTubers. They can do what they do because they bring enough in. It's month to month even for them. So this is where it gets mixed up because people say, oh well, they're only, you know, covering the large channels because they want yeah, of course, it's a business, whether even if it's a tiny business like mine or it's a bigger business like Seg and Beardo, you know, we all need that income coming in. You know, nobody's denying that. But Beardo mentions in the podcast, you know, he won't support fakery just to bring those views in. None of them would. Crow wouldn't, Seg wouldn't, just to bring those views in because that's not what they're there for. You know? Sometimes people need to consider that flip side of debunkers. You know, they'll see Beardo doing well or Seg doing really well, and they go, oh, they're just doing it for the clicks. And they're working bloody hard. Both of them are working bloody hard. They're all working hard. You know, Crow, know what what Crow puts himself through watching videos to sort of put the debunks together. You know, and the amount of time it takes to sort of do the research, do the filming, do the editing, etc. You know, nobody's coasting. But let me give you one example. I said I watched Twin Paranormal in 2020, and I did. And I'll be honest, I used to enjoy watching Twin Paranormal. They're on about 30,000 subscribers. Not saying I necessarily believe them, but I actually missed those old Twin Paranormal videos because they were very calm. They were very respectful to whoever they were, wherever they were investigating. They just got on with it. They were just nice, relaxing videos. And I remember one video, and I'm still trying to find it because I'm determined to find it. And I remember one video where I saw something and I thought, oh no. I kind of had a Beardo moment when he saw the ball. And although I didn't really, I mean, Twin Paranormal have always been about the spirit boxes and the apps, so you know I never put much stock into that. And then all of a sudden, and I thought, oh no, they're going down the fakers route now. They're aiming for the clicks and views, and they went all Sam and Colby, really hyper dude, pro demon. It's easier to watch Sam and Colby now than it is Twin Paranormal. I think there was a concerted decision to go down that route. In my opinion, I think there was a concerted decision there to think, right, we can make it really big if we do it this way. How about the guy who channeled? The tit. Doesn't even leave the house, you know. Seg got the strop with the Ouija board, though. Seg gets the strop with most things. Point out a lot of this. Refuse to debunk or skepticize, but try to look at the good and bad in every team I review. That's the other thing, is you do get debunkers. I know Crow's done it. Pretty sure Seg's done it. Beardo's done it. Where they'll look at channels and they're not saying this is a debunk. They're saying, you know, maybe you want to try and do it this way. Maybe you want to try and do it that way. You know, it's guiding people to work out more legitimate ways of investigating. Oddly enough, there's no channel called... Hey, Mike, there's no channel called Mediocre Nightmare. No, exactly. You know, really haunted. You know, nobody's called... It's a bit haunted. Paranormal Nightmare. Paranormal Bad Dream. Paranormal... Oh, yeah, a bit tired. Even the names with some of them. We won't have an impact on a huge amount of people to keep chipping away little at time. The fakers can eventually topple. Yeah, it's you know, it's chip away. To me, you know, I don't think you'll ever completely topple the fakers, but it would be nice to see those bloody ITC channels and the like getting toppled. But you know, I'd be happy if they got toppled. But you know, every person that goes to one of the debunkers and said, I used to believe that channel, and I sort of watched your video and I realised it's all fake, and I've come over to the debunking community. You know, every team that realises that they you know, they've fallen for a misguided way of investigating, and they've discarded equipment or they've discarded methods because they've realised they've believed in the wrong channels. Every single one, every single viewer, every single team, that helps, because like I say, it's keeping the core paranormal safe. Help My Crocs Are Haunted. That's Mason's got that copyright. Help My Crocs Are Haunted. Tell him that. Lionel Crocs should be exercised. Yeah, exactly. We owe it to ourselves to think better, do better. Yeah, we do. I mean, that's the other thing. Jonathan's 100% right. You know, it's all very well. We make all this noise, and we rightly make all this noise. You know, calling out the fakers, calling out bad practice. When we also need to remember to look inward. We need to remember to look at ourselves. For example, with me, I need to be careful and look at myself on how I'm doing my research, how I'm looking at what I'm covering. You know, investigators, good investigators, are going to do the same thing. They're going to be reviewing what they're doing, wondering if there's something that shouldn't be done or should be done more. You know, we should be looking inward more than. It's too easy to look outward and blame other people, to blame the fakers, to blame the drama, to blame this, that, and the other. I'll be playing, like I say, I'll be playing Jonathan's video, or part of it. Please go and watch all of it when I throw it. But yeah, absolutely. I'm so I watched Simon Colby, then realised they were fake after educating myself. I think we all do. I think just about everybody will say that. You know, there were certain channels. I've said this before. There were certain channels that I didn't trust. Mindseed were one. Although I enjoyed watching Mindseed, I still think they would make a great entertainment only purposes. Well, there's only one of him now. Channel. Ghost of Carmel, Maine was another one, and it was because of the way they filmed it. I couldn't debunk it. Didn't know why. I just know from a film analyst point of view, all that black and white, high contrast black and white. My immediate reaction was, you can hide all sorts in there. I'm covering Dear David at the moment, and as the instant that was mentioned, I thought that can't be true. I'll leave it till the video, but there was a reason I thought, nah, come on. But there's other ones. I'll be honest, in 2020, I wasn't picking up on all the fakery. Fortunately, quite early on in 2020, I found Mr. Grey. So paranormal teams should stop trying to be the one who finds the proof of a natural life. I don't think everybody would ever work as one unit, but I do agree that it's not about being, I 100% agree with it, it's not about being the one. It doesn't matter who the one is, so long as there's a broad attitude that you do it right. Even if the people are going to vary in their methods, that's always going to happen. Much less me, more us. Yeah, exactly. How far behind am I? Oh crap! Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get to the bottom of the chat, and then I'm going to play the section of Jonathan's video I want you to see. I have my own proof. That's why I don't do it for YouTube. Yeah. Everything crossed. Oh, thank you, Annie. It is what it is. Hopefully it'll happen. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. If we don't know if ghosts or spirits exist, how can people say there's a right or wrong way? Let's get rid of that. Hang on. Hang on. Which one am I trying to get rid of? That one. And trying to find out if they're real or not. Common sense does come into play. Thank you. Please check out Joe's channel if you haven't already. Yeah. I mean, some of them won't, will they? It's usually them that does the copy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've heard a lot of investigators say they don't do YouTube. They do it for themselves. They won't touch YouTube, and that's fair enough. But I don't like the attitude that because somebody's on YouTube, they're automatically fake. You're far more likely to find real paranormal investigators on YouTube than you are on streaming services and TV. It's like looking for a needle in the sodding haystack. That's why we sort of have the debunking community to try and guide that. PN mods are the only evidence of poltergeist. That's because Mike's been banned. It's Paranormal Nightmare I first saw do missing person cases. Sent me down that awful road in search of answers before I knew better. Yeah, Paranormal Nightmare are dreadful. Thanks to Beardo Shape More, yeah. Talking about spirits got some blue raspberry wine. Yay! I believe in the paranormal, but I'm on the fence as to what is real and what is not real. Yeah. Kind of believe in the occurrences because I've experienced enough myself. But I don't know what it is. Might be something perfectly explainable, but that we can't explain yet. I'm fine with that. But also, it's also why I think it's very sad that a lot of people still don't feel they can share their experiences for fear of the way people are going to react with them. Our heat is gone. Just nasty cold rainy weather for the next 2 weeks. Send some over here, Ghostwiener. Please. Pretty please. Give me a sec. Thanks, Sam. Can I put Seg in my title thumbnails more for the clicks and views? I'm thinking of doing the same thing for myself. You did really well on that last video. What excuse can I use to put Seg in a thumbnail? It's worked for me before. Because people seem to like him. I don't know why. Yeah, actually, I think I have my 3 top videos. One is CJ Faison. I can't remember which order they're in. One is the lovely Danny Moss. And the other one's Seg. I always do well with Seg videos. If he's in the video, go for it. Yeah, just put his face at the front saying, hey, Segway. So just go, joking, it's me, Para. I'll do. She blames Seg for her doing Mackie and Amanda because he's refusing to do it till Halloween. Figuring out the cause of what you thought you saw or heard is often so much fun. Yeah. You know, it's part of the process. Instead of jumping to conclusions. Went viral for me. Yeah, it's over 1,000 views. It was 1.2k last time I looked. Well, Para's link in the chat again. Just yeah, I mean, I used to occasionally watch them. Didn't believe them, but I used to occasionally watch. I always preferred them though, and it was just the 2 of them. It always got too much for me. What's paranormal? Rob. Bad thing is you cut out the drama staging scripts. Most of what we see on the platform is much less than nightmare. They're more like just up to sleep. Yeah, that's why you're never going to get the big views. It's like Jenga. If we keep debunking, they'll keep moving the lies fakery like a Jenga tile. They'll eventually fall. It's a good point, actually. Yeah. I mean, since I was watching a lot in 2020, there's a lot of new techniques they use, and there's new technology. They do keep, and I'm sure that AI will come into it more and more as well. Although I think people overestimate at the moment what AI can do, and that it's undebunkable. But yeah, no field can advance without the people in it learning and evolving. Yeah. Well, if you have a channel called Probably Not Haunted, it isn't productive. For the record, I lift weights in Crocs. Alexis! I don't think anybody said AHH faked, Craig. I don't know where that came from. Like Shirt Crow made It's Not Haunted. That would be the best name for a channel. Crow down. John Boy's stuffing his face for a change. If a team truly tries to find a source of where the possible activity came from and they can't, they should be able to give their opinion. Or say, I don't know, and not be called fake for it. I think there's an overestimation, and I see it from a lot of people. There's an overestimation how many times I can name 1 or 2 that will use fake too much, but it's not this is another blanket term that annoys me. Fake. They're being called fake. No, the collection of evidence is being questioned. Yes, fake is sometimes used, and sometimes fake really shouldn't be used unless you can, prove it. But I And this whole, you know how I feel about this whole, you should be allowed to give your opinion thing. Yeah, we all should be allowed. That's the whole point. We all should be allowed to give our opinions. If you're gonna beat the drum of people being allowed their opinions, you have to allow other people to have it as well. When teams or individuals rely on equipment that's been shown to be inadequate on investigating the field, should raise questions also. Yeah. You know, I just don't get it. I mean, you know, if people want to use the equipment, you know, I mean, talk about real investigators now. That's fine. You know, so long as it's being used responsibly, that's up to them. But to me, it's like, if I was an investigator, I am a researcher. I know what research means. If I was an investigator for years and years and years, and the results were minimal, I'd be thinking, maybe I should be trying something else. What it would be, and I know I'm going to get got out for this, what it would be, I don't know, but I'm not an investigator. But I would be questioning doing the same thing week in, week out for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years and it not working. To me, that's not good investigation. That's hope. I believe in spirits, but I don't believe in the channels like Tassam and Colby. I'd first try to explain it. If it's not explainable, it's something. Yeah, that's what I wish would happen. Try to explain it. Yeah, and it can't always be explained. My biggest experiences, obviously I can't go back, but can't be explained. Doesn't mean they didn't happen, but I will say I can't explain it. You know, it could be something that's explainable. I just don't know how to do it. It could be something that's not explainable now, but maybe in years down the future. But right now I can't explain it. But what I see a lot with a lot of these channels, whether they're fake or they're just loose in the way they're investigating, is I see them hear a noise, do a token look at what it is. Oh, it can't be that, you know, go to a cupboard door or whatever, or a drawer or floorboard, doesn't matter. Go to a cupboard door, bang it, go, well, it wasn't that sound, so it can't be that. Maybe it was something. That's what, you know, it's what I call token debunking. Don't start talking eclairs, I'm hungry. There are people that have used the Corona thumbnail for a live and didn't know. Yes, there have. Donny Moss has got his own video company. Nothing paranormal. Fakery and clickbait plague on YouTube. Yeah, beat that for a while. There's Para's channel. Thank you very much. And Son. They might still be behind a paywall, Craig. I'm going back 3 or 4 years. They used to do several on their own. I think, you know, before that, I mean, they were massive then, but before they got sort of really big, they are hiding more behind a paywall anyway, and that's another way their shift is to sort of look to the future. When Beardo had Jason Hawes on a live stream, hit 2,000. Yeah. Yep. I'm crowing the chat because I want to show. The term to me means intentionally deceiving viewers that something definitely has a paranormal cause behind it. Yeah, and again, it's the labeling, you know. Help my whole house is haunted. You know, genuinely, I think a lot of these properties, by the way, especially the ones that end up being used as you pay to go and look at them, you know, maybe something's happened. That's actually not uncommon, that something's happened in the property that they've thought is haunted, and then the story just gets blown up out of all proportion, you know? And I don't always question, I don't tend to question as much as some others will that there's a potential of a property being haunted. It's again, the word haunted suggests ghosts. The word haunted and ghosts suggest people who've passed. It could be something else. These labels aren't helping. I've actually directed new teams to the correct information on the devices. They still use them. Yeah, that's important. The only equipment I use and trust is my phone. Yeah. Not everyone agrees with what I said about equipment. They honestly don't believe it, or it doesn't work. Right or wrong, they believe it. That doesn't make them questionable or fake. It can make them misguided, Cray. And we're back to the blanket term of fake, or you know, there are people who use that equipment because they don't know any better, because they genuinely believe it's the right way to do it, because they've seen people who are questionable or fake using it. All right. I know real investigators who use that equipment. Fair dues, fine. They believe in using it, that's fine. But the problem with some of it, take spirit boxes. I am 100% against spirit boxes. Why? Because it's a radio. I know I'm sounding like Crow here, but it's a radio. So even if you, and I'm not saying it is impossible to genuinely catch something through a radio, but how do you prove you've caught something when you're using a radio to do it? To me, that's bad practice, in my opinion. Yeah, you can put Elaine's channel in, a Paranormal Handmaiden, well, either of her channels, but the Paranormal Handmaiden channel. As long as they know how they work. Exactly. Some of those teams I mentioned still use them as they're not intended to be used, like the SLS for instance. It's not supposed to be in motion, but they still using it, moving it around. The other thing at the end of the day, and this is whatever you want to classify a channel as, real, fake, questionable, misguided, whatever label, I'm sick of labels, I'm sorry, you want to put onto them. Sorry, I need a drink. If you have a YouTube channel and you've gone on an investigation and you have to put out a 30-minute to 1 hour video, that's a lot of time to fill. On YouTube, the equipment is often used just to, you know, give something different in the video. Just let me cough. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cough. There's Elaine's Paranormal Handmaiden channel. Sorry. Spirit boxes are already contaminated audio. Exactly. Any thorough investigation shouldn't be using anything contaminated. Should be thrown out as default. How do you prove anything? That's it. We don't know. We don't know. So the very fact that whether it's me, whether it's a debunker, whether it's an investigator, people sort of hammering on about the right and wrong way to do things, we do not know. It's never been proven. Give me a sec. Oh. Sandra says I'm breathing too loudly. Just give me a sec. Just go off cam. I'll get a bit further away from the microphone, actually. I was right on top of the microphone as well. I'm sorry if I was a bit breathy. How do you prove anything about the paranormal? You can't. We haven't proved anything about the paranormal. That's the point. But we need to show respect for the topic, for the way it's researched, for the way it's looked at. And we need to be patient. Putting on preconceived ideas without any flexibility doesn't help. I used to think REM pods were legit. Now they can be tampered with. I mean, like I say, I'm a electronic idiot, right? So, you know, I mean, I've never really liked any equipment, but all I could see with a REM pod initially, I have to cough again. That's because I've just taken my inhaler. Was, it's a little electronic device that flashes when something's near it. I didn't necessarily believe it was a ghost near it. But obviously, there's a lot more to it than that. Sometimes these devices look so simple, you think, well, there can't be much to them. And then you'll watch, for example, Kenny pull one apart and look into it, and there's a lot more to it than you actually realise and how it can be triggered. That's Elaine's art channel, guys. Dowsing rods for finding water and spirits. Because you can't, because the subject hasn't progressed in decades. And I think that not just YouTube, but TV before that, TV in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then YouTube hasn't helped that. It's because it has helped sensationalize it. I agree with you, can be misguided. I'm just saying they believe in it kind of like those that don't believe in it. Neither, but they still don't believe. I think the vaccine thing's a little bit different. But it's regardless of whether you believe in the stuff or not. If you are legitimately investigating, that's great. If you are filming in such a way for clicks and views, either dramatizing it or outright faking it, that's not okay. I will die on that hill. I will never say never, because we don't know what discoveries are in the future. Probably none of our lifetimes will get much progression. This is a very, we're paranormal is a baby in terms of being investigated. In the timeline of the paranormal being a thing for people, in the timeline of paranormal, people using the paranormal to con people, to get money or goods out of them, goes back thousands of years. We've got 200-300 years of those thousands of years where people have been looking at it properly. We're babies. We're not looking at it being solved instantly. None of us will probably see it. Great if we did. But I doubt we will. Oh my god, first time today, 2.5 hours in, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Got so many false positives, it was good fun on games though. They still use them because they believe what is said about them is wrong. I'm not saying they're right, they just think that opinion is crap, so they use it. I think when I think if they're not listening to the advice, that's been done on purpose, personally, in my opinion. paranormal will never be. No, I there is a theory that I can't remember what it's called, but there is a theory that we're not meant to know everything, and I like that. Since for years, and certainly since the start of my channel, I have said I don't want everything explained. We need mystery. We need to strive with that wonder and to wonder what's out there, wonder what's happening, have that mystery. So I don't want everything explaining, but I would like to see some of it. I would like to see the potential of it at least proven. Perception can be a funny thing, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Why am I so grateful I didn't start mentioning those bells for once? Oh yeah, the bells. Is Rob still here? Oh.
Bottom of the chat. Let's hear those bells ding. Yeah, I love bells. Ding ding. Let's make them ring. Ding. So fun. Everyone, join the bell party. Wee, more dings. Best bell time ever. Yes. Come on, let's dance. Dancing time. The bells are falling.
REM pod. What's a crow? REM pods rule. Yeah. Crow collects them. Lights them up at Christmas because you can't have a Christmas tree because of the cats. Crow Judas, you banned. Crock pods are better. No, Rob, you're banned. Crow, you're a God. Well, there goes the chat, guys. Crow's here. Oh, he was. I wonder if technology will catch up and be able to actually produce devices that's single-use specifically for spirit research. The problem with it is, I am not proclaiming to be an expert here. You would need Kenny to answer a question like that. This really is. If you don't know what you're looking for, I don't know. But my logic would say to me, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can't build something to look for it. I might talk to I'm recording a podcast with APRF next week. I might ask that to Wesley. Don't thank him for that. Like 5 hours, Craig. 5 hours of you trolling. Always trolling. Trolling. I had an imaginary friend when I was 12. Is it paranormal? Who knows? You know? I mean, my oldest nephew, when he was 4 or 5, he didn't tell us till he was about 12. It was the oldest nephew, so it was when it was just him and his mum and dad in this little cottage. And I've told stories about this little place, where we had loads of potential experiences. And when he was about 12, he would say that he used to play with a little boy that used to come into his room. Was that imaginary? Was it part of the alleged haunting? We don't know. That's a great clip, Sarah. Well done. Had to turn it up a bit. Yeah. Play the bells again. I'm not going to argue with ghosts.
Bottom of the chat. Let's hear those bells ding. Yeah, I love bells. Ding ding. Let's make them ring. Ding. So fun. Everyone, join the bell party. Wee, more dings. Best bell time ever. Yes. Come on, let's dance. Dancing time. The bells are falling.
Says Burke, it was made using a dead blood. All studies for science needs funding so they can study and find these things out. We'll never know. Teams that make a mockery of the subject will not encourage scientific discovery. Yeah. That's the biggest problem. The way that academic funding works. It's not. If you've watched Ghostbusters, that's actually a fairly true scenario. You know, when they chuck them out of the university because they're people are laughing at their research. Academic funding, any university, certainly in the UK, undergraduates, people doing their first degree, they pay the rent for the university. The big money comes out of research, comes out of publishing, comes out of academic papers, comes out of scientific research. That's where the big money for universities comes from. And they are not going to plough money into something that is basically seen as, let's face it, ridiculous by academia. It's why you see very little academic, very few academic courses that are paranormal related. There's still one or two, but very few. No problem, Mike. Thank you for being here, hon. So the spirit box, for instance, could be one made that wasn't a radio to start with. You're right, Sarah. See what Kenny think is pretty knowledge. Yeah. I mean, I think I've always said, one or two have always said, you know, going to use a spirit box, just have white noise. Have nothing that can have anything coming through on it, like a radio station or an emergency service come through on it. I think science needs to determine what the soul of spirit is being, what happens to it when the body dies first. Yeah, it's such a massive subject. You get some rest, TARDIS Karen. Thank you for being here. Crow dreams of hot dogs in his sleep. That's when he's asleep. Right. Just give me a sec. Oh, actually, I can do that. I'm just so I'm not ask Sam to do it, and I can do it. Oh, apparently I can't. Oh. So, without knowing knowing how to make detectors cannot happen. Yeah, that's logical to me. Yeah, me too, Deb. I remember the bad ones, or I remember something significant in a dream, but as soon as I wake up, I can't remember what I've dreamt. Is that a form of Morse code? What's that? Oh, Radio Gaga. Right, I'm going to just let me line up Jonathan's clip. Like I said, I'm not going to play the full video here because I want you to go and watch the full video from Jonathan. Just debunk the junk. It's 11 minutes long. It's not a long video, but if you haven't watched it yet, please show him some love. So just let me share the screen because I do want to play a section of it. Okay, this is Jonathan.
Isn't true doesn't make it any less true. And this is why I believe people find themselves frequently overwhelmed and exhausted today. We look around at politics, our social media, we look around at the endless stream of outrageous claims, the endless clickbait material, and the division. And we wonder, where's the accountability? It's easy to become discouraged. It's truly easy to become discouraged. when you're constantly faced with the bombardment of endless misinformation and teaching, like attention seeking material. It's easy to become discouraged. It's easy to believe that honesty no longer matters, that somehow dishonesty gets rewarded. I have felt this frustration myself. And that brings me back to the paranormal community. I've watched paranormal television for years. I've watched hundreds of really, honestly, countless hours of YouTube investigations. I've watched channels grow from thousands of subscribers to millions, not because I wanted to consume solely entertainment. I was studying something else. I was watching human psychology. I was watching how audiences respond to stories, how creators respond to algorithms, how beliefs spread, how communities form. And after all these years and all that consumption, I don't believe we're any closer to asking the greatest question of all. What happens after we die? What we have become is more proficient and effective at creating narratives. The more dramatic the title, the bigger the reaction. The stronger the claim, the more attention it often receives. Meanwhile, competent and thorough research and investigation frequently struggles to compete. And that's not unique to YouTube Paranormal or to ghost hunting. That's happening everywhere. Politics, news, social media, advertising, even our everyday conversations. The incentive structure often rewards attention over accuracy, and that creates a dangerous illusion. If we're consistently exposed to sensationalized information, stories, eventually we begin to expect everything to be sensationalized to captivate that attention. Reality starts to feel boring. Evidence feels slow. Research and doing your due diligence starts to feel like an inconvenience. Entertainment becomes more valuable than understanding. And that's a fucking problem. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Not because entertainment is bad. We all need entertainment. But entertainment should never replace critical thinking. One of the lessons I
please go and watch Jonathan's full video. Brought a lump to my throat the first few times I watched it. Brought a lump to my throat again. It's a very important message. Please watch the whole thing. Please show him some love. Because he's just, as usual, Jonathan said that way more succinctly than I could. So, yeah. Thank you for subbing to Jonathan. He can't always put stuff onto his channel because stuff he does outside the work he does. But yeah, just for that alone, and watch out for him in chats. If you see his name pop up in chat or in comments, read it. Okay, because he always says stuff way more better than any of us sometimes. You know, please watch that whole thing. No problem, Betty. Thank you for being here, sweetie. Just let me. Yeah, Creaky Bite does, and it's like there are people who do it, but it's not about. And again, it's not about individuals. It's not about each person has their own part to play. You know, Jonathan also has, he does always have a great way with words. And I would actually, I don't like doing it because I don't believe in showing a whole video, or I would actually show the whole thing and break it down bit by bit, probably in tears, but you know. But I want you to watch his video on his channel. So I'm going to leave it with that because I think that's a really important note to end on. I did have one more clip, but I'll show it another time. And I'll just put my raggedy self back online on camera. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. There may or may not be a live stream tomorrow, art stream tomorrow. I haven't decided yet, but if I don't see you then, if I don't see you before, I'll see you on Tuesday on the regular live. And have a great weekend, everybody. Toodles.
When toxic rocks it with love and care, hearts and hot dogs everywhere. Nothing but a search for truth. Expose the fake and show the proof.